Disclaimers. Headcanons, such as Lancer being a dog, are within this story. There will also be mentions of LGBTQ+ things and OCs in this story. If you don't want to hear about that, please click off this video and don't rant about it in the comments. With that being said, let's begin the story. It had been a few days since young Lancer, the Prince of Spades, overthrew his father and became king. He missed his friends, Susie, and that blue person whose name he'd neglected to learn. Yet Rouse lived nearby, and Rule's card was always around, so if he were lonesome, he could always talk with one of them. The young pup-like creature was now boredly sitting on the throne, his short legs hanging off the seat. He pondered to himself of what he should do now that he was in charge of the kingdom. Yet his thoughts were interrupted by a noise, which was like banging on metal. On his right, the cage that contained the other royals, an adolescent dragon creature, female, which Lancer could tell by an innocent glance at the chest, was shaking and banging against the cage in an attempt to catch his attention. Lancer hopped down off the throne and approached the cage. "Hello!" Lancer squeaked. The dragon girl let out a sigh of relief. "Glad I got your attention. Could you, let us out of this cage, Shortstack?" She smiled weakly, a retainer visible across her rounded fangs. Lancer did not appreciate being called short, even though it was the obvious truth, but he agreed. Later, the keys for said cage had been found, and the caged creatures who were in the cages had been released. That was a little messed up, I'm sorry. The creature Lancer had been talking to, whose name he had learned to be Crush, was stretching her wings. Her mother had left her here for a while, not because she was horrible, but because she knew her daughter was responsible enough to watch herself. So there Lancer was. He hadn't a clue he was staring at her. Her shining pink pastel fur, her curly bubblegum pink locks that went down to her shoulders, her ruby red eyes covered by gold-rimmed glasses, her ivory wings with a heart pattern, everything about her wanted to make him stare forever. Crush caught his eye and snapped to get Lancer's attention. Once out of his trance, a bright blush covered the dog boy's face. "Gah, I'm sorry for staring," he frantically apologized. Crush only giggled, patting him on the head. "It's all right." She looked away, but a slight blush was also visible on her face. And that was part 1.